everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm going to be doing something that I saw on Instagram, or along those lines anyway, and it was Beauty Nails Fun, I think was the account that I saw it on. I mean, to be fair, I've had it saved for a really long time, so it was a really old picture and I don't actually know, like, it's got to have been at least a year old probably. It's just been sitting there for ages because I'd forgotten that I used to save stuff on Instagram, so I haven't done any ones that I've saved for ages because I don't really go on Instagram as often as I want to. So anyway, I'm going to take inspiration from that post and I'm going to use a white background. I'm just going to do one coat of white because obviously this nail is already white, but the nail, like the colour of the nail is not like a I don't know how to explain it, but it's more like, I call it plastic white. Like it looks like plastic. It doesn't look like a white painted nail, if that makes sense. So I am just going to put a coat of white polish on there just to make it look, well, basically like I've painted it. Obviously it doesn't look like that naturally. So I'm just going to do a coat of white on all three off camera and then we can start the design. So obviously I'm using white as my base, as you've just saw, and then the other colours that I'm going to be using are Poppy Fields from Gel Perfection. I've used this a couple of times in recent videos. It is a beautiful colour. That's what it looks like. It's like a reddy orange. And then I'm going to be using African Apricot, which is more of a like pastel sort of peach colour. So I'm using that as well. And then I'm also going to be using some stamping polish. I need to get the plate out ready. So this is the plate. It's the Mother Nature collection from MoU London and it looks like this. I'm going to be using like just different random bits of it because there's lots of leaves on here and it's really cute. And I'm going to be using the Moira black stamping polish to do that. The first things first, we're just going to create some random patches of colour with the two colours that I've chosen to use. So I'm just going to go in with Poppy Fields first and I'm just going to do random, like completely random patches. I'm not making them look like neat or anything. I want them to be like a bit rough around the edges sort of look. And I'm going to do one with the African Apricot colour as well. Just totally random, not really thinking too much about it, just a bit sporadic. And then I'm going to pop that in for a full cure while I do the other two. And I've always got one to come back to, so I'm always doing something. I'm just going to make them all look a little bit different. So I'm going to go down here with this one this time. Totally random. And then with this one, I'm going to do here. I've just noticed I was a bit out of shot there, but you saw a majority. I'm just popping that one in the lamp as well. And then again, I am going to do this again. Sort of thing, like just to cover a little bit more of the white with another coat, but for now I'm just doing the first one. And then once I've done that, I can pop that one in and the first one will be ready. So the second one, I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to overlap slightly with them as well. So I'm going to do one down here and that's going to go over that one. Again, I want it to be like rough around the edges. I don't want it to be like really neat or anything. That's the joy of using the brush from the bottle, is you do naturally get that sort of effect. And then I'm going to do some here over that one. Oh, we've got a hair there. Just going to make sure I get that off. And once I've done that, we can just fill that in. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to pop that back in the lamp. And in the meantime, the others are done. So I'm just going to get my colour again. I'm going to do some there. Get my other colour and go across here. Totally random. And I'll do the same with this one. I'm just going to go across there. A bit more spread out and then up at the top with the other colour. So then, once I've done that, I'm literally, it's just as easy as going in completely random. In fact, I might add some glitter on there because I feel like it's a bit plain with no glitter. So I'm going to use gold just because I feel like I need to make the most of gold when I'm using colours that actually go with it, because silver obviously matches absolutely everything, whereas I feel like gold is a little bit more difficult to match up to stuff. So I'm going to make the most of being able to use gold for this set. So I'm going to use this one here, which is from Brillbird, and it is Glamour Gel number 2. So that's what I'm going to be using. Just got a little lint-free pad next to me. I don't know why, but my camera really hates gold, so I can't ever have it in shot. Oh gosh, I'm dropping everything. So once I've done that, I'm then just going to get a bit on my brush. I'm using an Ink London Lord 006 brush. I think it's Ink London. Yeah, Ink London. I've had this for absolutely ages. I don't even remember when I got it, to be honest. But I'm just putting a really, really small amount on my brush, as you can see. I'm just going to randomly just place that on the nail. Again, really sporadic. Not really putting too much thought into it. Just want a bit of glitter on there just to jazz it up a little bit. And then once I've done that, I'm going to cure it again for a full cure. And then do the same to the other two as well. Totally random. Just to give it a bit of something extra. I'll do. And then the last one. I'm not putting too much glitter on because I'm going to struggle to see my stamping over the glitter, so I don't want to go too overboard with it and not be able to see the next bit of the design. So I'm just being conscious of that with this step. And I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure. The first one is nearly done, so I'm just going to clean off my brush before I do anything else. I'm just using a lint-free wipe to wipe the majority off it. I've got a bit of white polish on my finger. There we go, just wiping that through there and then making sure it's nice and flat and popping the lid back on. So like I said, I'm going to be doing some stamping. So we're literally just, this is a totally random design. I am just going to go straight in and just stamp on top, like totally random, nothing really planned or anything. So I'll be using a variety of the different like shapes and stuff. We're basically just going to use pretty much all of them. I'm just going to plonk them all on. So I'm just going to get my first nail and then my black polish. Let me just place the light better so I can have the stamping plate on camera. So I'm just shaking my polish to make sure the pigment is spread out. And then I need to get a stamper and a scraper. So I'm using this absolutely disgusting Moira scraper. I definitely need to clean it. And my clear jelly stamper stamper. I'm going to get my lint roller and just roll this over that to make sure it is clean and there's nothing on there that I don't want. The lint roller's not very sticky because it's been sat there ages, so I'm just making sure I've got everything off. And then once I'm happy, I can then get going. So I'm going to first start off with this quite large one down here. That's the first one I'm going to use. So I'm just going to place my polish on the design. I'm going to go at a 45-degree angle, scrape down to get the excess off, and then just roll over it, and there is my image. Take off any bits that I don't want, and then I'm just going to plonk that on, super random. So that's that. And then next I'm going to use I want something a little bit different for the top. I think I'm going to use this. I think that's really cute. So I'm going to go in with that next. So again, place my polish, scrape at a 45-degree angle, roll over. I've got a bit of excess there, but I'm just going to remove it. I'm not going to worry too much about it. That just means that I didn't take off as much as I should have. But luckily it's an abstract design. I'm just going to put it in the corner so I don't have to worry about removing that, just to make my life a bit easier. Roll that off. And then I'm going to do one more just along here. So I think I'm going to use this one because it's totally different. I'm just going to clean off my stamper with my lint roller again. And then again, 45-degree angle to get rid of the excess. Pick up the image, get off anything that I don't want. And then I'm just going to plonk that about there. Tuck that in. Then that's that nail literally done. So I'm going to pop that one to the side. And we're going to do the other two. You can do this obviously with any colour schemes as well, which is good. I can't remember what colours the original photo that I saved were, but I think they were different to what I'm using now. So for this next nail, I'm going to use this one here because I think that is really cute. Let me just focus on the plate. This one here, and then I'll see what I want to do after that. I'll see what that looks like first and then we'll decide. Also, the problem that I just had with not pulling enough off of the plate as well, like having that smeared area, can also be because my is dirty, basically, because my scraper is dirty. Because when the very tip of it, as you can see, just get it to focus, there's the lights in the background, but when the very tip of it is dirty, basically, as you can see here, it is bumpy. So let me just clean that off and show you the difference between what I mean. And when that is bumpy, it can create problems with how it obviously scrapes off the plate. So those areas won't scrape properly. And now it's clean, as you can see, there's a nice clean line and it's just completely flat, which is obviously what you want. So just bear that in mind if you keep having problems with not being able to get a nice neat scrape. It might just be because your scraper needs cleaning. So I'm just going to do it while I'm here now because it clearly needed doing anyway. And then all the edges are super smooth and much easier to use. So now I've done that, I think the next one I'm going to use is this one. I think that's really cute. So I'm going to go in with that. Pick that up. Just get the excess off. I know you can't really see because it's a see-through stamp, which isn't ideal. And I'm going to go in from the top corner with this one. So I'm going to pop it here. So that's that one. And then I want just one more just here, probably coming off the edge. So I'm going to use this little flower here. I think that's quite sweet. Just scrape that. Obviously this plate, the lines on it are quite thin. So you really want to make sure that you're putting enough product on there for it to be able to get into those lines and be obvious. And then I'm going to place that about here. Perfect. So that's that one. And then last but not least, I'm going in with this one, and I think I'm going to use this image here. Let me just focus on it. This image here, because that is just the cutest thing ever. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to put that at the top area just so you can see it more because the background is right. So again, removing anything I don't want. This bit here is actually dried on, so it's not likely to transfer over anyway. We'll just get that out of the way of the light. And then I'm going to place this at this top corner, so like I said, to be able to see it much easier. So that's that. And then I want two more images. So I think I'm going to go in with, I think I want one going here. And then maybe something down here, but whatever goes down here is obviously not going to show up greatly because of those bits of glitter. So I think I'm going to go in with something relatively thin. So looking at this plate, I think the best thing for it that I might be able to just get to poke through is this cute little thing down here. So I'm going to just clean that bit off. I always go over it with my finger as well after I've cleaned it off, just to make sure that there's no fluff or anything off whatever it is that I cleaned it with. So once I've picked that image up, I'm just going to get off all the excess and I'm going to place that about there. And that's really cute. I think that shows up quite well. So I just want one to go here now. So I just need to look at things and think of the sort of direction that they're going in and which sort of one I want to use. And I think I might just use this one here because it's quite subtle, and obviously that one's quite large and takes up a lot of space anyway, so I don't want anything too crazy further down. So I'm just going to pick that up. Again, just getting rid of everything that I don't want. And I'm just going to place that there just to sort of fill that gap. and that is perfect. So I'm just going to get this out of the way now so I can top coat them. Let's have a quick tidy up. And then all I need to do is top coat. So I'm just going to do that now. And then once they've been in the lamp, we can see what they'll look like. So I'm just going to quickly top coat them off camera, because obviously the top coat isn't really going to make them look that different because they're glossy anyway. So I'll show you once I've done that what they're like. So here is the finished design. I really love how they turned out. I think they're absolutely beautiful, and obviously credit to the Instagram account that I found them on. Definitely check that out. But yeah, I think they're absolutely beautiful. Love the colour scheme and everything, and I just think it's so easy, but super effective. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back really soon with another video. Bye!